pleased that we have a fantastic guest on the show, Alan Bates. Now, you'll have seen Alan in the community over the last few weeks or so, and the transformation in Alan's life has been incredible. Not just his appearance, but his whole life since he got the Peloton bike. And Alan's going to tell us a little bit about it. So, Alan, how you doing?
Yeah, good, really good. You guys?
Yeah, great. Yeah, thanks for coming on. We appreciate it. So, yeah, tell us a little bit about yourself, Alan.
54-year-old project manager working in construction at Canary Wharf. Over the last probably 3-4 years, I've had some quite serious knee problems that have involved a couple of operations. One of them led to a massive clot that put me in intensive care for a few days, which for all intents and purposes looked like a massive heart attack in a Costa coffee on a Saturday morning. And so there was the you've got to get yourself fit, you've got to get some of this weight off. But me being me, I thought it didn't get me that time, it ain't going to get me again. So I just carried on and started going to the gym, started doing various different things that I found very difficult because of severe knee pain, and literally got to the stage where it was, you've got to do something. So joined Virgin Active, me and the wife, £108 a month in subscriptions. Went 6 times because I got a deal on the personal trainer for the first 6 sessions. Sure. And never went again. So
we've all done it, mate.
So yeah. And then what happened was during that time we'd gone through IVF, and my wife was pregnant, and I was away on a business trip in Rome, and I was at this place where the Pope's got his summer house. It's a big lake at the top of a volcano, just the most idyllic setting you'll ever come across, and hundreds of holiday makers sitting having their evening meal. I got out of a minibus and my leg just gave way. So 20 odd stone of me just hit the floor, and incredibly embarrassing. I get up after feeling about myself to go and sit in this restaurant where it had all plastic chairs, which completely just scared the life out of me again, because I thought, if I sit on one of them and that goes now, this is almost becoming comedic sort of
nightmare.
Yeah. So literally Henry was born, and it was very clear that I couldn't carry him upstairs or carry him around. So it was decided that I had to do something. Tried the gym again, just couldn't get inspired by it, and then literally I had to find something. I had to find something.
So I take it this is where the Peloton bike came in.
Yeah, I mean we'd seen see that funny joke, the one that done the rounds of the bloke in Aberdeen that was sitting on his bike.
Yes.
Have you seen that one?
Yeah.
And,
hilarious.
So that was getting sent to me every 10 minutes, and then just out of interest you tap in, what is this Peloton thing?
Sure.
And then start kind of just making inquiries, and I never heard a bad thing about it. I mean, the community and everything else, it just seemed like you were getting your own personal trainer in your house.
Sure.
And you could work out which one you liked. Whereas when you were going to Virgin, if this fella Alex, who was a lovely fella, was getting on my nerves, I was stuck with him, wasn't I?
Yeah.
Exactly. Whereas with the Peloton, I just find the whole thing brilliant, especially with the groups.
Yeah. You can choose your instructor. You can choose your instructor. You can choose to go on when you want to go on. The concept is second to none, and I don't think I've spoken or met anyone that's had anything bad to say about the Peloton bike experience. So what's your experience been like? I mean, how long have you had it now, and what you've been doing?
We got it on April the 12th,
right.
And so all the way through lockdown. I continued working all the way through lockdown, but I was managing to get on it.
Sure.
But what happened to me, which was very, very odd, and it hadn't happened to me since I was doing karate and kickboxing when I was in my late teens. I actually wanted to get on the bike.
Yeah.
And for me, it was even my missus' fault. What's happened to this bloke?
Yeah.
And it was I was getting up early in the morning, and I was getting on it late at night, and then I was realising if I got on it too late, I couldn't sleep.
Yeah.
And then, and I started this little thing on one of the groups, and every time I finished one of my mad videos that I do, I actually said I hate that bike. I love that bike. And then I just hashtagged it as hate that bike, love that bike, and a couple of people, jokingly picked up on it, sort of thing. Because at the beginning I did hate it. I absolutely hated it. But I knew I had to do it. And,
Alan, do you mind me asking you, what sort of weight were you when you got the bike back in April?
About 23 stone, something like that. Just tipping around the 23 stone. At the moment, I'm just over 20. Yeah. So
similar story to George Henderson, who we had on the last show.
Yeah, but George is really good. I'm a bit of a knob, to be quite honest. What happens is a couple of my posts people might have seen, I ain't losing an ounce. I'm not losing an ounce. Yeah. I'm changing. Yeah. So, and what happens with me is, I'm a fanatical Arsenal supporter for my sins, and I like a beer when I watch them, because if I don't have beer, they just make me sad. So,
mate, it could be worse. You could be a Villa fan.
Well, yeah, but then I'd probably be an alcoholic. But this just I'm teetering on the edge. I'm teetering on the edge of alcoholism. So, so I've not been good like George. I've not been good like a couple of the blokes that I've seen that are losing weight rapidly.
But Alan, your appearance, so that photo that you put on the on the group the other day, where from July last year through to the current time. I mean, the transformation from then is just startling, and I think you got something like 300 reactions, 300 likes, and I mean that was really up there with the record in the community. So it obviously made an impression upon the community.
Yeah, that's good. It's nice, and I think that's what helps you, because what I've done with this, by making these posts, I've made myself accountable to everyone.
Sure.
And when I'm saying to people I've got 56 pounds to lose by December the 31st, I'm hoping everyone that's supporting me helps me through it, just as they are with George.
Yeah.
So.
Well, that really, you're answering the basically the next question I was going to ask you. I mean, what has your experience, in a nutshell, what's the experience been like for you within the Peloton UK community, or AKA PUK as we call it? How have you found it, Alan?
I've found it absolutely brilliant, because there's not a person on there that I've come across that actually grinds on me, because I'm, like you've got me now, I'm chatty and all that stuff. I'm a man who fights demons. I'm one of these blokes that if you wind me up, you've really wound me up.
Yeah.
And the thing with it is, with the group, you can get people, not with this group, you can on certain groups. I went on the American one for a couple of weeks.
Whoa.
And I would have got in so many rows, because people are just rude. They would just harsh. Yeah. And I don't like all that. I like to be nice.
Yeah, absolutely.
And then if I'm having a moment, I'll stay away from a group. If someone's wound me up to do work.
Alan, the world's horrible enough, isn't it? And what I love about the PUK community is that there's no egos. There's nobody trying to make something that they're not. They're just being themselves, and the reactions and the support that people get, like yourself, like George, it just staggers me. 21 months on since I set up the community, it's literally, and by the way, we hit 5,500 yesterday, or today. I lose track of time, but yeah, it's just a staggering amount of people, and as you know, we're unofficial, so we're not linked to Peloton like the big groups, like the UK group and the group in America. So, and we like it that way. We like that independence, and we like, and as you say, it's a really friendly community.
Yeah. Well, see, what I like about it, when I've seen some of the other groups, if someone puts on that they've just done so many KJs and they've done so many miles in so long, on other groups it almost seems like you've just put a red rag to a bull. People seem cheesed off with the fact that you're better than them. Yeah. And what I like about this one is I can see all these different things, and people are doing so much better than I am. Sure. And instead of being jealous or nasty, I actually think, God, they're doing really well, aren't they? Yeah. And you get others that got the bike after me. George, for instance, not at any stage have I found it in my heart to be a little bit gutted about he's doing better than I am. No. For the simple reason is I'm sitting there guzzling an Heineken watching football. You know, so
It's the Heineken.
but the thing, it's the Dutch. It's their fault. You know, but like I said, you know, physically I'm changing. I put a post on the other week. I think I may have done a picture of a big pile of clothes. You know, the wife said to me, "You just go up to your wardrobe now and have a look, just to prove to you that you're changing."
So Alan, what are your goals? I mean, obviously, to lose more weight, to get rid of some clothes out the wardrobe and stuff. What are your ultimate goals within?
My goals are not the scales in any way, shape, or form.
Okay.
My goals are to be. My son's now walking around with a push along thing. And my goals are to be able to kick a ball with him. Bear in mind, in January, I had a total knee replacement, and it's the most horrendous thing I've ever been through in my life.
Unbelievable.
And, you know, up until when we first got the Peloton in April, I couldn't do a revolution on the bike. And
amazing.
When I was at physio, I'll tell you this, I don't mind what anyone thinks of me. When I was at the physio, I got on an exercise bike.
Yeah.
And the bloke, the physio said, just push it a little bit harder, just push it a little bit harder. You want to ride a bike with your son one day. Oh. And I got my leg round and I went round on this bike and I started crying.
Amazing.
And I started crying in front of a physiotherapist. Now, I'm a big old lump of a man and I've had a colourful past. And I'm not scared of many men. And I sat on this bike and I cried.
Wow.
Because I had got a revolution on a bike. You know, I got my leg round once.
Yeah, amazing.
And then, so bear in mind, I've gone from only just getting a revolution on the Peloton with the seat being to dropping it down from 31 to 27. And now I can sit on that bike for an hour comfortably, with the only issue being my gooch gets a little bit tender because there's so much weight on it. Other than that, you know, I love it. Brilliant. I can't get enough of it.
Alan, what's your leaderboard name?
N19 TKR. N19 where I was born and bred in North London, so that's my postcode.
Okay.
And TKR strangely sounds for total knee replacement. So I'm kind of, anyone that does know, they can go easy on me if my stats ain't so great. They can go, oh, poor sausage, he's had his knee replaced. So that's why I put TKR on there, so you could all feel sorry for me.
Oh, amazing! So everybody knows now. You'll be getting loads and loads of 5.5s now, mate, when they see you on the road.
Yep. So
brilliant.
Now they know I've only got one leg.
Oh, that's well worth knowing, Alan. Thanks for that.
No worries.
Brilliant. Alan, listen, it's been great having you on. And I said to Chris a couple of weeks ago when we were talking about guests and having guests on for a chat, you were up there, mate, with George and a number of other people. And so I want to thank you for coming on. It's been great talking to you. And will you come on again in the future? Because obviously
we'll do. Can I go and have a Heineken now?
Have two. Have one for me, will you?
Cheers, mate.
Cheers, Alan. Thanks a lot.
No worries.